Good morning in the room. So we're working on it. The technology doesn't always cooperate with us.
It's not always our friend.
Yeah, exactly.
But we are working out those kinks because we're still kind of new at getting all these things organized. So, but we'll get it right.
We will. So I wanted to start, as we normally do, with reading our vision statement. Begin Within Ministries is a collaborative effort between Reverend Jeannie Soverns, that's me, and Michele Davis, that's her. It exists to inspire others, that's you.
Oh my goodness.
Towards a deeper connection with spirit while creating a life they love through teachings and discussions based on religious science principles. Here we go. Let's see.
Well, that's
yeah.
very good. And I'm glad that you are all here. And one of the things that we want to make sure everyone's aware of is that we are, like we said, religious science practitioner. I'm a practitioner of religious science. Jeannie, I'm working on my ministerial credential, but Jeannie is a minister of religious science. So a lot of what we talk about and we teach is going to have that religious science kind of seasoning to it, so to speak. But what we talk about and the tools that we share would be great for no matter what your religion is. So we welcome all religions and we're open to sharing what we know with everyone. And you don't have to be a religious scientist to glean what's yours to have from our talks. So we welcome you. Thank you for being here. And I think it's time to begin within.
Yes. The ball is yours.
Oh, that's right. I like when I get to do this part. All right, we're going to begin within.
So with this sound, as it fills the room, fills this space, knowing that there is only one life, one breath, one heartbeat, one moment, and that I am one with this, as is everyone in this room, within the sound of my voice and beyond. The beauty that is the divine is here in each heartbeat, through the sounds that we hear behind us, through the clock ticking, through the breath, through the cars racing, knowing that each thing, each moment is the divine in action. So I speak my word for the highest and best for this time together, knowing that the divine speaks and receives what is needed in each individual, because there is only one. And I bless this time together, each person here, knowing that as they go forth from here, they take with what they needed and they shared their experience as the divine with others. I am grateful for this. I am grateful for this time together, for the technology that lets us expand and reach out. I am grateful for this season. And I'm grateful for each person. With this, I say thank you, God. And I let it go to grow and know that it is good. And together we say, and so it is.
Yes, we do bless our technology.
Yes, blessing our technology.
It is nice to be able to reach out and be able to be sharing this over Facebook and also through Zoom. That is really very cool. Very cool that we can reach.
And it makes it a little bit easier, you know, so that I'm not as nervous when my family's watching. Because, you know, Facebook is there. So, you know, there's that. I also wanted to take a moment, just I'm wearing elephant pants today. Those who are on Facebook, here you go. Here's my little elephant pants. And that is in honor of my friend Sharon, who passed on Friday. Sharon had many, many elephants, and I just, wanted to send out blessings of her transition and knowing that her next place in the divine is just truly, truly blessed. She was an amazing person, and a blessing in my life. So I just wanted to have that.
And if you knew her, if you were ever in her presence for just a moment, that big smile, super ready to help, big hugs, just so positive. Her energy was just so positive and wonderful. So when you're running around today and through the next weeks of the end of this year, in that spirit, be that big smile, be that positive energy, spread that love. And so those of us that know her, honor her that way. And if you didn't know her, just do that anyway, and you'll feel so good.
Absolutely.
She was always such a pleasure to be around.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, I'm glad you did that. It makes me happy.
Yes.
That's very good. Okay, so we're going to talk about, I just want to do a quick refresher from last week, because we might refer to it in this talk today. And if you weren't here, you didn't get a chance to listen to it. We talked about something we called I embrace. So the last week's card said, I embrace who I am every day. And then we gave a tool in order to make sure you do it that way, because that way you set your day being grounded in who you are. And this tool goes like this. It's I embrace. So the I is to inhale and the E is to exhale. That immediately pulls you into the present moment. You are immediately going to be grounded in this place. And then from there, you would say that mantra or whatever it is that you're working on for the morning, or anything that you want to bring into your existence. But in this particular one, it was, I embrace who I am. So you'd breathe in, breathe out, and then you would say, I embrace who I am. And then from there, you would believe it, whatever that takes to believe it. You like embody that, feel it. Then you would receive it, bring it into yourself, acknowledge that that's the truth, and then connect, and then embrace yourself. And I would do an inhale, exhale again, and just hold it there and let it go. It's kind of like a mini prayer meditation all in one.
Right.
It's a really great tool. So if you missed that last time and you want more of the explanation of each steps, go back on Facebook and grab that talk. It was really great. So
yes,
I'll just start with that. So what are we talking about today?
Well, today, as those in the room have this week's card, it is I stay present, no story necessary.
Who said that?
And I'm quoting myself on this.
Okay. She said that one time we were talking, and I said, oh my gosh, that's the affirmation. I love that.
There you go. So quoting myself.
Very own Reverend Jeannie.
Right? And I don't even remember it. So I love when I quote myself and I'm like, that's brilliant.
It's a moment. I'm writing that one down. That's gonna be an affirmation.
So there we have it. And I wanted to read something from New Thought for Today. This is a daily reader for meditation moments. And last week I read one, and so when I went through again to find one that I felt fit with today's topic, it just happens to be Reverend Jeannie again. So
We like this.
I love Reverend Jeannie.
So good.
So it's be in the moment. Be happy in this moment. This moment is your life. Omar Khayyam. I have great gratitude for waking up early. There is a precious time in the morning as the darkness moves to light outside and the sky opens miraculously. No matter where you are in the world, you may see and hear special moments of great beauty. In this sacred time, the colors of the sky may move from black to gray, from gray to blue, with reds and oranges and pinks thrown in for the mixture. As this happens, birds may have awakened and sing to each other good morning. Numerous times I've rushed out the door to capture that moment with my camera before the moment is gone. One moment you see exquisite beauty in varied colors. The next moment, The day has begun with different and beautiful blue skies. Do you take time to be in the moment? Sometimes I need a reminder. At major points in life, there are moments we purposely remember and capture in our memory. The easy ones might be the birth of a child or a grandchild, a joy-filled celebration, or even a moment of a loved one passing from this realm. Be present. Don't miss any of life's everyday, precious, sacred moments. Each of them is a piece completing the whole picture of the puzzle of our lives. Today, I choose to be present in each moment of my life.
That makes me teary. Were you getting teary?
A little bit.
Okay, because all of a sudden I'm like, why am I feeling that? Is she feeling that? What is she doing? I'm thinking of, I know, like, just stay present. Don't miss those moments like this. This is where your life is happening
right here,
in
right
this
now.
present moment. So stay here. And there's lots of reasons why you want to do that. But I would just say number one is just so you don't miss what's actually happening. And if you look at you've got a couple extra cards. Those of you who are in the room got extra cards today. These aren't a part of the main deck that you'll create after a year of hanging out with us, but these are bonus cards. And there's one that talks about what's actually happening right now. What's actually happening. So you don't want to miss out on what's actually going on. And if you catch yourself being out of the moment, what were you talking about with this? That's what so we have the diagram on the other side.
So I was talking about, like, for me, when I start to feel anxiety or pressure or overwhelmed, and anybody that deals with another human being experiences this, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, it really doesn't matter. Shopping this time of year.
Yeah, you will need this tool.
Yes, if you're one of those ones who
last minute.
Yeah, if you're one of those ones who goes out.
Yeah.
I do not.
Yeah.
I Amazon it.
Put that in your purse.
Yeah, but if
or
you're
your
somebody
pocket.
who goes out, right? So you start to feel that overwhelm and that, like, and when we were talking about it, I was like, I love the fact that to get back in that moment, what can I see? What can I feel? What can I taste? What can I hear? So even in my opening prayer, the reason I brought in that I could hear the cars, that I could hear the breath, is so that we stay in that moment, that space. Because as soon as I'm out of that, that's when it comes up, right? And then that feeling, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that feeling.
Right. Yeah, if you're having that anxiety or that pressure or that stress, you're not present. You've left the moment. I promise you, you're not present. So you're making moves and decisions from the wrong place.
And I don't want your Christmas gift from that place.
Yeah,
don't buy a Christmas gift for me from your anxiety. Okay. I need your present for presents. Oh, I love that. There's another one. Write that down.
Oh my God. Recording her. Because she does this all the time. She has all these things. Exactly. So it works that tool works really well when you are, I forgot about this other piece of this tool I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to tell her right now. All of you. But it works really well if you are feeling anxiety or stress, or you're just not in a good mood. But it also, there's another side of it if you're feeling depressed or you're upset. So you've gone to the past thinking comes from those sad, depressed, feeling bad about something. You can use it for 5 things I'm grateful for, and it will pull you back. And we coined this as present gratitude. Present gratitude pulls you back in the present immediately. And sometimes this practice is something that I used to do for myself. When I would actually have an argument with Trey's dad, I would be so upset, and I would go in wherever I was, and I would be so upset. And then I would say, I just didn't want to stay in that energy because I didn't want to attract from there, right? You don't want to stay upset and negative. You can have those feelings, but you want to move out of them because you're attracting all the time. I didn't want more of that. So I would say, well, what am I grateful for? 5 things you're grateful for. And I would say the first 3 things would come through gritted teeth, like, well,
I'm grateful for my children.
And it was hard. Sometimes it was like, cause there's part of you that just wants to stay there,
Mhm.
angry or met or sad or whatever it is. There's part of you that wants to be in that. But then there's this, when you start to recognize there's a lot to be grateful for, even in that person that might have made me upset, there's a lot of things that I'm grateful for. By like the third and fourth one, it would just start to go away. And because I was back present, right? I was back with what was actually happening. Where am I actually at right now? It pulls you back.
Yes.
So that card is gold. It's perfect for if you've gone into the future thinking with your stress and your anxiety and your fear or whatever. And then if you've gone to past thinking, both ways, it's going to pull you back to present. So one is using your what you see, hear, feel, gets you that way. The other one is with gratitude.
I really like the little heart fingerprints.
I like that too. I was because and then you do it like this too. There's that there's that
That
what is that
Sun-
kinesthetic, like
yeah.
it pulls all these tools will just keep you present. But the number one thing is to stay present. And years ago, I had a gentleman come to me wanting me to work with his daughter, but he felt that before I could work with his daughter, I needed to read a book. And the book was by Richard Moss. Is that Rick Moss?
Yes.
So she just I just saw a post you said Rick Moss, and I thought, I wonder if that's
Hi,
Richard
Rick.
Moss. So you're getting a couple plugs now because I love the book Inside Out Healing, and I highly recommend it to. Yeah, it's Tia's read it. Anybody that hasn't read that, this is a really big deal. This book, and it's not often that, as you know, I was life coaching, that someone would come and tell me how to do my job or what I needed to know. But I thought, you know what? I was newer then. I thought I'm just going to read it, and what a blessing to my life. So something I wanted to point out is that in Rick's book, so he goes by Rick, then that's cool. So I like I know him. In Rick's book, he talks about the now mandala. He created the now mandala so that you could see visually what happens when you leave the now moment. So imagine this is right now. This is where we are right now. And I guarantee you've all come and gone multiple times while we've been here. Even I have, even though I'm sitting on the couch, my mind is going to other places. Like, is my hair okay? Is my leg, or like, how's my skirt? Is my, you're coming and going all the time. So to try to stay grounded is always a practice. And if you start with the I embrace in the morning, you'll start off on the right foot. And then hopefully that will help you to recognize more often, more quickly when you leave. But he says, so you can tell when you've left by these emotions. So you've got, if you go into the future, like we were just saying, you're going to have anxiety, you're going to have stress, you're going to have fears, you're going to have worries. Those are indicators that I'm not obviously present because I'm somewhere else. And then I use child terms for the past. So I'm going to feel sad, bad, or sad.
Or mad.
Bad or mad. Yes. Yes. Like a child, because that's actually what you're doing is you're going to the child part of yourself. And we'll get into that in the new year because we did a whole month about what goes on when you go there. And then he talks about you're telling yourself stories about yourself, which we love to do, or stories about other people and then the world. Oh my gosh, if so-and-so wins that election, the whole world's going to come to an end, right? We just make ourselves crazy and we run around or she didn't smile at me. I knew she hated me, and then you're upset all day about something that you don't even know is the truth. Well, I have my own spin on this. I think I take this from my mentoring of Dr. Reverend Michele.
Yes.
You know how she always tweaked everything. So it's natural that we would do that, right? So I created something else that I like to call the hamster wheel. And I know you've heard people say, oh my gosh, oh yeah, I'm so busy, I'm running on the hamster wheel. Well, I don't think the hamster wheel is just because you're busy. I think it's because you're not staying present. Mm-hmm. And what's actually happening is you are in the past and in the future and in your stories, and you're just running around and running around and running around. Because when you start to really practice noticing when you've left, you don't just leave and go into the past and feel upset about something. You're upset about something, and now you're telling yourself stories about why you're upset about the something, right? And then you might be, oh, and then if that happened, then what about what could happen? Now you're jumping into the future, and now you're telling yourself. So you're really spinning around. And the present moment is right here, but you're just running around and running around. So when you feel like you're on the hamster wheel, it's really because you're not grounded in the present moment. And you need to come back here because there's only one place that God is. God is here now. God is I am, not the past or the future. God is present right in this moment.
And that's why we said no story necessary. Because
she said no.
Yeah, when you're talking about the story, that's when you're going somewhere other than right here. Yet,
Oh,
I
there's a yet.
there's a yet, there's a
yet.
however.
Not a but, there's a yet.
There's a thing. So, in our practice, we talk about visioning, right? And we talk about visualization, we talk about manifestation and demonstrations, and even with the science of mind, spiritual mind treatment or practical prayer, we're talking about something we'd like to see happen, right? And we say, try it on, and tell that story. Tell me what it feels like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 6 months from now, next week.
When you've done the thing.
When you've done the thing.
Accomplished the thing.
Whatever the thing is, how does that feel? And that is a story. When we talked about that, what came up for us was, it's a story that we now bring back to the present moment, right? I'm telling you something in the present moment. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a homeowner. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a minister, right? These are things that we're stating as now moments. So present gratitude, because here and the universe does not know past, future. It's always now in the universe. So that particular story is something that we don't want you to get rid of. We don't want you to confuse that with the worry stories or the anxiety stories. If I don't get this, then this won't happen. Right? There's a difference on that. And we wanted to make that very clear, that the present moment gratitude that we experience and express when we are standing in the truth of who we are and what we're creating. That's a very different thing. I got another however.
Oh.
It's not a different thing. You will create that. So don't stand in that. Don't stand in that if you don't want to have that experience. Well, she didn't smile at me, so I'm not going to smile at her. And then the next time we're together, that'll be that. You don't want to create that.
Totally. And you can tell the difference, because one makes you feel good and one makes you feel bad, right? One has positive outcomes, one has negative outcomes.
Or justifiable.
There.
Yeah. When you feel the justifiable.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I've done that before. I know. I've been, don't cross me. No.
Yeah.
But when you are present, you'll feel confident, you'll feel calm, you're at peace, you're knowing that you're right, making the right moves, because you are. When you come back to present and you ask, what's actually happening? What's my move from here? That will be the right move. And you can move boldly and confidently then. It's the, oh my gosh, what if that's happening? And then what if that happens? And then what should I do about that? Those are going to be the wrong moves. The energy is all different. You can feel the difference in that energy. So it's really important to practice staying present. And if you're making decisions from anything that doesn't feel good and confident, you're not present. So then do your I embrace who I am, I embrace who I am practice. Get yourself back to present. And then ask yourself, what's actually happening? What's my next move from here?
I love it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I just want to do it more often.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, do you ever notice that you teach what you most need to learn?
Always.
Yeah, that's
and it's a practice. That's why we call it a practice, because it is a practice, and the more that you do it, so it's a discipline to do that every morning, the I embrace,
sure,
or to meditate or to pray every day. It's a discipline to say, no, I'm not getting up and doing anything else until this gets done, because it sets, if you do one day with the practice, either the I embrace or a meditation or a prayer, do a day like that and notice how does your day flow? How does it feel? How do you interact with others, right? And then purposely don't do it and check that day.
but don't call me.
Yeah. Well, I don't want them to call me. No, don't.
Email is fine.
No.
But
Oh, but you will see the difference. You'll notice the difference. So part of it is just the practice and then getting the discipline of maintaining the practice. And then once you do that, you'll recognize quicker when you're not in the present moment.
Right.
That's what will happen. We're not saying you're going to be perfect at it. I'm not perfect at it. And some of these things, these tools we created for ourselves to keep us there, but we notice it sooner. And I certainly don't want to I certainly work really hard not to make moves from anywhere but the present.
right.
So if I have something that I'm upset about, or there's an interaction with somebody that I'm upset about or whatever, even if I've had an argument, so like Amy and I had an argument and now we've separated and I go in my place and I recognize I'm not happy. Is this how I want to be? No, this is not where I want to be. This doesn't feel good. Okay, well then what actually is happening right now? Well, Amy and I had an argument. Well, then what's my next move from here? I need to go back in there and engage. I need to go back in there and talk to her. And then I follow that guidance because I'm present now, right? I'm present. That's the right move. And I go back in there and we can resolve it now because I'm now present. I'm not in my stories. I'm not in my past and future thinking. So it just doesn't mean you're not going to ever flip out of the present. It just helps you get back there so you can get back to the right.
Right.
So
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love these tools. Yep.
Have anything? Experience.
They're all good. They're all probably going, oh my God, there's like 800 ways I could use this. As soon as I get home, I'm going to do this and this and this. That's what I would be doing. I'd be like, oh my gosh. When I first read that book with the Inside Out Healing from Rick Moss, I knew I had gold in my hand. I knew that this was an amazing, like a really important tool. And I did read it and then I did work with his daughter and it was really great. And I've used that teaching as one of the first things I teach when I work with a client. One of the first things is to get them to understand the present moment and where that is and how to stay there. Because there's no point in me working if you're going to be working from anywhere else, because it's not going to do you any good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's a big tool.
Yes, Amy.
I was gonna say thank you for reminding me that I'm not the only person that gets upset. I have this image, I have this illusion that everybody's okay because it looks like they're okay. So to realize that, oh wow, you go through those frustration, like those really gritty moments where it's challenging to get beyond it. And it's so easy and it's so compelling sometimes to be caught into that hurt. And it's really such a great gift to be present. Like, I don't know, I'm just so grateful for the present moment because that's the present moment and gratitude. That's the medicine.
Yes,
Absolutely.
totally is.
And thank you for speaking to that. Is, I can't tell you how many times I'm comparing my insides to how other people are looking, right? Like, you got it all together, you know what's going on. And if you knew who I was, that imposter syndrome that jumps up there. And and it is, we all have human emotions, right? That we do the best to make sure that we don't harm other people with.
Right.
That's
right.
it's kind of the goal. I don't ever want to spiritually bypass my emotions, but I also don't want to take them out on someone else, right? I want to be able to express that I have these feelings without them taking over me or the relationship or another human, or an animal. So I don't know about you, but like my cat jumps on my lap, like she knows when I'm irritated or whatever, and she'll jump on Amy knows, right? Gemma, she's a purr. So like there is like some healing magic to that cat. Like if I am like upset and she jumps on my lap, I'm like, okay, I can breathe. I can breathe.
She pulls you in, like,
Exactly.
come back here with me. Come back to the present with me.
Exactly.
Be with me. Yeah. That's totally true. Yeah, we all have that. We all, there's nobody that walks around happy all the time and doesn't. We all have an inner child, more than one usually. And it's just places in your life where you got stuck and you didn't mature there. You got stuck there with like a pin in it.
Yep.
and it didn't mature or grow. So anytime somebody flicks that pin, you go right back there, and that child takes over, and now you're throwing a temper tantrum, or you're stomping out the room. I do it. I'm 53 years old. I do it. I lose it. And then I have to go, then once I get my right mind, where I'm like, wait, I'm 53, I'm not a child. I got this. Thank you. Thank you for worrying about me and trying to protect me and deal with this, but it doesn't work. Those tools don't work anymore. That worked on a child, doesn't work for a 53-year-old adult. So then I have to go back and reset myself, get back to present. And I always say, what's actually happening right now? And then I'll tell myself, well, this is what actually happened. No stories involved. This is what actually happened. And then I tell myself, then what's my next move? And I instinctively follow whatever it is, even if it doesn't feel good. Or I think, no way, I'm not gonna. We had an argument one time where my answer to that, he's arguing, we're in the middle of an argument, and I'm saying it to myself. It's another tool I'll teach way in another time, but I said it in my own mind, because you get really fast at saying it if you're in the moment. And the response was, you would hug him right now. And I'm thinking, I'm not hugging him. He is being disrespectful. And that's just going to show. And then my mind said, you have to follow that. That was the answer for in the present moment. Like, you have to follow that. And I grabbed him and hugged him. And I think he jumped, because I think he didn't know what I came at him. Right. And I went. So he was like,
yeah, you have to be careful, weigh that out.
and he just was like this. And then when I hugged him, I don't know if you remember this or not, when I hugged him, he melted. He like dropped in my arms. And then I just knew what to say, because I was present, because I was in this moment. I wasn't like, oh, if I don't lay down the law right now, he's going to be this and he's going to do this and everybody's going to say this. I wasn't that there. That's somewhere else. I was here with this guy. It was like 11. And I said, look, I don't want to argue with you. I want to, and I said a couple things. I love you and whatever. And then he goes, I know. He goes, I'm sorry, Mom. He goes, I just really want that thing. And but I said, I know, but can we just talk about it and not argue about it? And he goes, yeah, okay, sorry. But what was really cool is that, I'm going off on a little tangent, but that message wasn't just for this moment.
Right.
It was beyond my human comprehension at that time, because I thought that answer, you have to hug him, you need to hug him right now, was for this situation. But I'll tell you, I'm gonna cry. The rest of the day, he kept coming up to me and hugging me. I was doing the dishes and he came behind me and hugged me again. Like, I think he gave me like 3 more hugs that day. And I thought, oh my God, he needs hugs. I'm not giving him enough attention. So he's going to get it however he can get it, right? We all know that. Like, your child that's being bad is going to do whatever they got to do. He's got twin siblings underneath him that get a lot of attention. So he was just, and that answer was for more than that moment. The answer was for the whole thing. And then I'm getting chills. And then I was like, oh my God, I've forgotten. This guy needs me too. He needs me to hug him and needs the attention and the affection. And it changed a lot of my behavior. So now I'm always like trying to hug him. He was like, whoa. Like,
he's told he's gotten the hugs.
Yeah. But he still hugs me now. I mean, we do. I think that helped. But it was a big answer for more than what you think, because when you are present, you are connected, right? You're getting sources talking to you and moving you. And that is really important, that we get back there and those answers are the true answer. That's where all your power is, all your ideas. So just stay present. Yeah, just like that. Very simple. Just stay present.
Just stay present like that.
Use all the tools, man, because we need them all. We need all the tools.
Right, because it didn't come with
You didn't have a rule book.
he didn't have
Yeah,
he didn't have an instruction
You
manual.
didn't have a rule book, right?
No,
No instruction
There
manual.
was no download.
Nothing.
Right.
Figure it out by myself.
I mean, talk about
Yeah.
Well, and his
technology.
dad, we both, I think, were reading from our own and comparing
Right.
notes. Did you have this in chapter 3? Like, no, I didn't even see that. Like, whew, kids.
Yeah, kids, technology.
And other humans, like,
Right.
really.
Yeah, other humans in general.
But the trick is, if you stay present, it only takes one person
Mhm.
to fix a relationship.
Right. And you
Just
spoke
one
to
of
that
you.
last
Yeah,
week
if you
as
just
well.
one of you stays present, it will do better, because it just takes somebody to anchor in the present and actually
Right.
what's happening.
And not go away.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean, I loved what you said on that. I don't think it was a tangent at all. I think that was something that I think we all need to hear and remember, is that sometimes that intuitive hit that sounds in our mind, like, that's not it,
That's ridiculous.
because that doesn't match how I feel.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel justifiably angry.
Yes.
I feel
Yeah.
like I need to lay down the law, or, whatever it could be, whether that's at work, or in your relationship with your
Mhm.
partner, or your children, or your friends, right? And then to get that intuitive hit that says love,
Yeah.
right? That hug was what he needs right now is love. What you need it right then.
Oh my God, high five right there. That's
Like
for sure,
love.
because I was,
Right.
the moment I was
Yeah.
in my own fear
you're
cycle, in my
right.
own
Right.
non-love.
If I don't
Yeah.
do this right now, he's gonna grow up to be, so you were way
I
out
was
there.
way out there
Mhm.
in full blown fear of
Right.
what if I don't do my job right, he's gonna be messed up and it's gonna be all my fault. And then,
And then other people are gonna say blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
And we do that in relationship of any sort. We do that at
Yeah.
work. If I don't tell my employees blah, 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 right? Then they're gonna think they can walk all over me,
oh my gosh, that's a classic.
right?
Yeah.
And
I was a teacher, it's a classic thing. I
Right.
have to come in tough right off the bat, and then
it's
once
so
I
funny
got
that tough always sounds like Trey. Or
To
Trey voice.
me, I don't know.
It's got that tough voice.
It's like, you sound so
Yeah.
low to me, like, whoa.
But it's true when we decide that we have to come from a place that's other than love. And I don't think that that's ever like what I think in my mind, as a boss. I don't come in going, I'm gonna come in other than love today, but I know, like, I have a couple of different offices, and I've been with my company quite a few years, and so I have a lot of time off, and I've used it. And so my employees have missed me, and they want to talk to me, and I want to get through 300 emails. So like, I don't come in with love when I'm responding. I'm like, I got stuff to do, and just thinking about that, what they need is my intention. I need my intention, and they need my attention in that situation. The emails can wait.
Yeah, people
Right.
want to feel like they matter. There's
Right.
two things, they feel like they matter and that they're connected.
Yes.
They want that connection and that they matter. That's really big. And if you can make other people feel that way genuinely, oh man, the whole game changes. The whole game
Everything changes. Everything
for you
changes.
too. Like what you're saying.
Absolutely.
I tend to forget that. Like I'm always like, I want to help this. Well, yeah, but it helps me too. It comes back to you.
Right.
Everything you put out, the giving comes first. So whatever you're putting out,
We're
you're
all
gonna
one.
get back.
We're all one.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So put out what you want to come back, because that's what you're gonna
Exactly.
get back. But yeah, the giving comes first. So it comes from inside of you out first.
Absolutely.
First paragraph in this thing called you.
It
I
is.
love that book. Oh,
good one.
we both carry it.
We love
both-
this
We both
book.
carry it.
Yes.
We're gonna do a class on this in January. Is it January?
Yes. Is it January or
Or
is
we
it
do
February?
Oh, February. This is one of the books. There'll be 2 classes, but this will be one.
So just in case you don't know, I'm going to read it to you. You, like all others, are seeking the joy of living. You wish to be needed, to be loved, to be included in the great drama of life. This urge is in every individual. It is in everything. The rose exists to express beauty. The root and branch conspire with nature to give birth to blossom. An artist will starve in his garret that he may chisel an angelic form from a slab of marble, compelling the unyielding substance to accept his breath of creation.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to do
Yes.
that class. Thank you for
Yes.
saying that.
Yes.
So beautiful. I'm all weepy today.
I know.
I feel like I could
I'm
cry.
with you.
Cry again tonight. So gosh, I feel a lot of, I just feel really, like that means I'm just feeling connected today. I just
Yeah.
feel really, yeah, I love it. I love what we do.
I love what we do too. And I love that people love what we do.
That's a really big
Yeah.
part.
That's very cool. So talking about connection, it can be a little nerve-wracking to, come here and do this and just talk from our heart. And did we get it right?
Yeah.
And did we quote it right? And is it, the whatever? And I think that when we first started talking about this, that was one of the things, is that we never wanted to be unteachable or we didn't want to be those people that were up there with the, woo,
Yeah,
we
or
wanted
like we
to
know
be,
it all, like,
yeah, because
we
like,
want to be authentic. We want
Yeah.
to be, that's what this whole month is about, being your authentic self, because we want you to be that way in your own lives and with us, and we want to be that way, and that makes us more open to sharing and not worrying about.
right,
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Stay present.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the more I learn, the less I know. I mean, that I heard that growing up from older people. Now I'm the older people. And
Speak for yourself.
I speak, youngin.
Older than you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
I always think I'm older than everybody.
I just moved into a 55+ place.
Oh, she is a little older than me.
Yes.
Well, you
It's
look
good
great.
genetics.
You look
Thank
great,
you.
girlfriend.
I always say that genetics, that's my name is Jeanette, my real name. And my mother's name is also Jeanette. So
Oh, Jeanette.
I always say genetics.
Genetics. Good.
Love it.
There you go.
All right, well, let's anchor this in prayer, and then we can talk about a couple of fun things coming up.
Okay. You ready?
Oh, she gets to do this.
I get to do it.
Okay, go ahead. Take a deep breath in and release. There's one power and one presence, one connection, one moment. And that moment is now. That moment is love, peace. That moment is full-blown joy. That moment is happening right now. Expressing as each of us, individually, moving in as and through all of its creation. And we're each part of that. We are each coming from that creation. We are each that divine God stuff in our own unique expression. And from that place of knowing the truth of who I am and the truth of everyone in this room and hearing my voice, coming from that place for all of us, I speak my word into the law, knowing that as I do, I set the law of God in motion for the highest and best for each of us. And I know that as we take these tools, as we take from the talk today, what is ours to take? And we allow ourselves to use them and to make them a part of our lives. I know that each one of us finds ourselves present with what's actually happening, present with the loved ones, present with our work environment, the people there, present with ourselves. And we look for our answers from that moment. And we recognize more readily when we are not in that moment and bring ourselves back easily. I'm so grateful for this time together. I'm so, so grateful for being on the sofa with Reverend Jeannie. It means so much to be in this moment together. And so I release this time, I release it into the law, knowing that it is all good. It is precious. This perfect, wonderful connection we have. And I let it go, and I know that it is good, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you.
Well, we have a New Year's Eve service coming up. Did you know
Christmas
that?
Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, we'll have a New Year's Eve one too, but let's
Different, but
start with Christmas.
Okay, Christmas. Okay, so we are gonna do that on Christmas Eve.
That's a great time for a Christmas Eve service.
So- It was my idea.
Yeah, we try to stay within that box. Yeah, what
Today,
time is it?
it's at 6.
Oh, okay. Where's it
Today-
gonna be?
It's gonna be right here.
Oh, okay.
Going anywhere else.
We're not going anywhere.
Not right
else.
now, anyway.
But because of that, we won't have Christmas morning service. We
Right.
will only have Christmas Eve service.
Right.
So it will be on Facebook.
Yes, we will live stream it, but members just know that there are only 40 spots in the room that night. So members, the email will go out today for members first, and members, it's free to you and 3 of your guests. So but you need to register because we need to make sure that we know how many seats we have left for visitors. And visitors, if you want to join us, we would love to have you also. It's $15 for visitors. So we just want to make sure, and that email will go out to visitors on Monday.
Right. As long as you're on our list. So if you'd like to be on our list, please send us an email.
Yeah, at sofasundaysmd@gmail.com. That would be directly to me, and then sofasundaysjs@gmail.com is to Jeannie.
You probably should send it to Michelle because
Oh my God, so funny.
I may not look.
Oh my
So
God. You can also message us or in the comments, you could also ask for the information and we'll message you. We can message you and get your email.
that I
from
do
that.
pay attention to. So you
Yes.
could do that.
So you can connect with us through Facebook or email us, and then we will get you the information so that you can register for Christmas Eve service. We're gonna have a little bit of drama.
A little drama llama.
Little singing, a little bit of singing. And definitely some
Any
candlelight.
dancing?
I'm not sure. I don't think I don't know.
I don't think we've been
Trey,
dancing.
are you gonna do any dancing on Christmas Eve?
No.
Trey says no.
No.
I mean, we
Okay.
could. It's
So there'll be
possible.
drama
There's gonna be
and
drama
singing.
and singing.
and candles,
I think that makes for a perfect Christmas.
right?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
okay, good. We'd love for you to be there for that. We have 2 classes starting in January, which is, those classes are free to the members. The first one is, several members asked for kind of a refresher on science of mind principles. And that would be the what we believe, plus we're gonna add the 10 core concepts of science of mind also. So it'll be an 8-week course. And that's gonna be free. It'll be Zooming on Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
Starting January 11th.
January 11th. And then we will announce probably the beginning of January, the first Sunday in January, the start date for the other class, which would be a life balancing tools class. And that's going to have a bunch of foundational tools for balancing your life, including a time management piece, which is really special. So
And that'll actually be the second Sunday in January that
Yeah.
you'll announce it.
I'll announce it the 8th,
Yes.
January 8th.
Because we won't be
January.
here the first Sunday.
No,
either.
I'm not coming on the first Sunday.
Right.
I'm not.
So we won't be doing the next 2 Sundays. We will do Christmas Eve and we will do New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, you say? Yes.
But New Year's Eve day.
Exactly. Well, I don't know how day it
Really?
is at 5:30 in the morning.
It's gonna be
It's
early.
kinda
people.
It's gonna be New Year's Eve AM.
Yes.
Yes.
So get that straight, not PM, but AM.
5:30 AM. We
Yeah,
are
on
going to
site?
do it live here on
Yes.
site.
Yes,
Yes.
we're gonna do the peace meditation that is worldwide. And our time to join the rest of the world is 5:30 AM. So I convinced Jeannie to get up and she said she.
Yeah.
would.
We
pajamas?
just decided this before y'all showed up.
Yeah,
so.
so get some good, have people,
Yeah.
somebody get your all pajamas, get your best pajamas out. We're gonna be comfy. We're gonna have a bunch of candles in here. You all have your own candle, just like on
Mhm.
Christmas Eve, your own candle you can set up in here. And then,
And then we're going out to breakfast
and then we're gonna
afterwards.
go to breakfast afterwards, so everybody can join us afterwards for
Yes.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you really have to, yeah.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
gonna be comfy and we're gonna have a good time, so.
Yes.
And that email will go out for that, probably later in the week, so that we don't get confused as to what we're registering for with the different emails, so.
Right.
I believe that's the same Sunday that Michelle has proposed for her rescheduled workshop. So.
Right.
But it's not till 9.
But that, yeah. Yeah, that's
On which
way
day?
later
Which
on the
And the
New
first
Year's Eve,
New Year's-
the 31st.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that'll start at
Yeah.
9:30.
Earlier. Yes,
We will be done.
For that by noon.
Yeah.
it's gonna be early,
Yes.
but we're gonna do it, because I think that I want to really badly.
You want to really bad.
Yeah, and you said, okay.
I did.
Okay, so I think is that all of our things? Oh, so if you're watching us on the live feed and you like what you see, you're welcome to join us here.
Yeah.
We would love to have you be with us. And we'd love to have you be a member of our spiritual church club. So if you're on our Facebook group and you're a member in the Facebook group, that's awesome. But we also have a spiritual church club, and that's something you can be a member of. You get your own Sofa Sundays mug.
You get
You
your
see
mug.
little girls?
There you go.
And then you get your classes for free, and you get lots of other things that come along with being a member of our spiritual church club. And that is just $45 a month donation to our ministry. And then you could go to our ministry at Begin Within Ministries.wildapricot.org. That's how you find us there, and you can sign up, and you just click on the monthly donation there. And if you do $45 or more for an individual, or $75 or more, I remembered this time, for couples or families, then you would become a member, and your partner would be a member also, and then your family member, the family too, the children. So that would be great if you would support our ministry. You can also support our ministry by sharing our live feeds.
Yes, it doesn't always have to be, money, though we love money. Money's great. Money's awesome. Money helps us get you mugs. I mean, these are the things money
It helps us
does.
expand what we do for the members. So members collectively benefit as we're able to expand what we do in our services. So, yeah. But sharing our information is really important.
Yes, because you help us bring the message out to more people. There's only so many people I can tag anymore. So I need your help. I need your help. Share our thing, invite people to join us on Facebook. And we actually did our first TikTok too.
Oh, it's
So,
gonna get crazy.
it's
in the
gonna
new
get
year. I just
crazy,
want you
yeah.
to know, we're gonna be doing all the
all the
things.
social media. So if you know us on social media, please share us on social media.
Yes, please like it, or maybe you love it. That'd be cool. If you could
Love it's
it.
great.
And then please comment, and then when you share,
Ask for what we want.
Yes.
We want love.
we want love. Well, yeah, then we want love. Yes. So, and then if you would please share it and make your own message in it and share it with people, that would be really great.
That would be
That
awesome.
helps us a lot to get
Yes.
it going, because then Facebook says something cool's going on here. We should let more people see it, and then
they'll put it in other people's feeds.
Mhm.
Now you know how those things get in your feed.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Make sure that you register, though. We want to make sure we are prepared for whoever's going to be here, that we don't run out of the things that we need, and that we don't have too many people in the room. Also, we want to make sure everybody has a seat and is able to participate comfortably.
Comfortably. Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.